I'm back with the next part of our Army of the Dead series, and it was pretty much decided by most of you that we should have a mixture of troops. I mentioned in the last video that once we get a cursed wight, we can upgrade them to be a vicious wight, a beastbound wight, or a dexterous wight. And most of you decided that we should actually use them. Since they're there built into the game, we shouldn't avoid them. So I think the goal will be to try and keep the army mostly infantry, so I'm thinking right now maybe a 50% infantry, 25% cavalry, and then 25% archers. We'll try to go for that balance and we'll see how it goes. If it finds that we're too light on the infantry, we can always shift it around a little bit, and the same if we find ourselves a little light on the ranged or cavalry. Another thing I decided, to add another challenge to this playthrough, we should discard all of our battle loot. Right now I've been hoarding it, ready for the opportunity to sell it at some point, but I think if we're not going to use it, we should get rid of it. So we're going to discard everything in our party. The only thing we're going to keep are the horses for now, because we can actually put them to use. Everything else is just going to be thrown away, even the food. Considering the undead army doesn't have to eat, we're not going to keep any of it. But today's goal is to try and go ahead with our plan of making an undead fortress. We are going to try and take a castle from the free folk, and the best castle we can take right now would be Hornfoot. It is the northernmost castle in the game, so it just makes sense to start with that. I did mention previously that Then is even further north, but that's a settlement and the garrison will be too great. We're going to head over to Hornfoot right now just to assess the current situation. I don't know what kind of garrison we're dealing with, but we may need to get more soldiers before we make our move. There is an army of 349. With our army of 306, I don't think we're going to be able to take them down. We don't have any ranged troops or anything like that just yet, so we'll be running at the walls at full speed, and it's not going to go well, I don't think. But we do see another free folk lord in the distance. So if we can take down the enemy leader, we can get more soldiers in the army, we can recruit another Whitewalker, and maybe then we'll have enough soldiers to take down the castle. We may have to even starve the garrison. That's the only way we can try and turn the battle to our advantage. We have all the time in the world after all. It's not like we're going to run out of supplies or anything. The only problem we will have is if another army shows up. But enough rambling, we have a load to take down. I have merged the army into a single force like I said I would last time. I am not trusting the other commanders to lead a section of my men. Soldiers, we are under fire though. The enemy are throwing all sorts of random things at us. Hang on a minute, are those throwing axes? My guy just got smacked in the face by a throwing axe. Well, we may as well charge, men. Attack! Cut them down! Don't take that kind of disrespect from the enemy! They have those really heavily armoured troops that proved to be a problem last time. There's some kind of like Then warrior. We have lost some soldiers in this battle, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. With the amount of enemies we've defeated, we'd soon make up those numbers. Are you not going to chase him down, my friend? No? Lord of Bones fancies slacking on his day off, and hang on a minute. Do you have a miniature horse or something, my friend? Look at the size difference. And someone has put a tree in my way again. Well then. Tusk Dalba, my friend, welcome to the army. You are our latest recruit. And just like that, we have another Whitewalker in the army. Now we're going to make our move for Hornfoot. There's nothing else we can do to prepare for this battle. I mean, we could try and level up the soldiers, but I don't know how long that's going to take, and we don't really have any gold flowing right now, so we're just going to launch our attack. We could attempt to starve them out for 12 days. Will that be effective or not? Will an enemy army show up in that time? Well, using our Whitewalker intellect, we have instructed the undead minions to build some trebuchets. We taught them how to take down the enemy's defenses, and we have smashed down their walls. It is going to be the only way the undead horde can storm this castle. We could starve the garrison, but I don't really want to hang around for 4 more days. But the thing that concerns me the most is not a single enemy lord showed up to assist them. Nothing. No one came to their aid. Is it because the castle is so far out of the way? Are they currently losing the war against the Night's Watch? I have no idea, but there is not a single person in sight, other than some wildling renegades. So we are going to launch the attack, and hopefully, if we come out the winner, we will have land of our own. We can build our undead fortress. Go, my undead minions. Go. Kill everyone in sight. No one survives. Burn the castle to the ground if you have to. The enemy archers are going to attempt to take us down. Never mind, the enemy archers are going to leap off the wall and fight us in close combat. What's that about, my friend? But the horde is too strong. The horde cannot be stopped. Oh, never mind, the horde has been stopped. Guys? What's going on here? The kill feed is looking a little red, and we've kind of come to a stop. Have the Free Folk just formed a shield wall, and now they've got a firing line above us? This is going to be an absolute slaughter. We've got to breach their ranks. Forwards, undead soldiers. Just throw bodies at them if we have to. Everyone, just keep pushing forwards. The undead, they're not strong enough to breach the enemy's ranks. This is a great problem. We may have to sound the retreat. We're not getting anywhere right now. I think we're gonna have to get off the horse for this one. I need to sort of chisel an opening for the men. I've got to get some soldiers inside. The enemy's formation has to fall. Half the army is dead already. How has this happened? How has it come to this? Fight, undead soldiers. Take them down, men. I have once again underestimated the land of the living. I was a fool to think we could win this battle. I've tried taking down as many as I can, but we're still getting absolutely nowhere. We may have to sound the retreat. The left side is completely wiped out, not a single survivor. Men, we must retreat for now. We just weren't good enough. The army couldn't breach the enemy's defenses. We have to go back to the drawing board. We're gonna need more soldiers. And going forward, we're probably gonna have to starve the garrison. There are still 290 defenders inside the castle. We barely made a dent. Well, I just found the answer to our question of why we saw no Free Folk soldiers nearby. The Night King is roaming these lands with an army of over 800. I mean, if I saw an army like that, I'd probably run away as well. If only the Night King could join us. If only we could team up together and take down Hornfoot. And hang on, the Free Folk actually did assemble an army and they were on their way to Hornfoot. Is the Night King gonna charge head on? He is. Can we join the Night King in taking down the Free Folk? Or do we just have to watch on the sidelines? I'm afraid we've just got to watch. But it is going to be an absolute slaughter. The undead army has just completely wiped out a 600 strong Free Folk army. The Night King is already unstoppable. That is what we aspire to be. With the Free Folk army defeated and knowing that the Night King is nearby patrolling the area, we now have some room to raid a village. We're going to take down this village, we're going to rebuild the army, and then we will launch a second attack on Hornfoot, and hopefully we can take them down this time. We will not give up. We will take down the land of the living. There are only 40 enemy soldiers defending this village, so it should be a nice easy win and a quick way to restock the army. The cavalry is distracting the enemy soldiers, allowing the infantry to get close unharmed, and then we will eliminate them. I can hear the horde in the distance. Soon they will be upon them. Well, I'm hearing the horde, but I'm not seeing the horde. Oh, there they are. Where did you come from, lads? And where's the rest of you? I know we took a battering from the castle siege, but surely there's more than like 10 of us. It looks like the others were slacking and they were distracted by something else. But we have defeated the village and we shall now rebuild the army. We now have an army of around 370 soldiers, even more than the last time we launched the attack. The defenders have fallen down to 270. This is the perfect opportunity to strike. We will once again lay siege to Hornfoot. The garrison only has 4 days worth of food, so we'll starve them in order to turn the battle even more in our favour. The walls haven't quite been repaired yet. One of them is partially repaired while the other is completely destroyed. We have once again destroyed the entire enemy's defences. We have starved the garrison. We have doubled their number this time. We cannot turn this battle any more in our favour. This is literally the best we're gonna get. There is nothing else I can do at this point. So we shall attempt to launch a second attack on Hornfoot. It is the revenge of the undead. We will take them down this time, I promise you. Soldiers, I once again ask you to throw bodies at the wall. Throw everything you have at the enemy. Swarm them. Rush through them. Do whatever it takes to take them down. And once again we find archers outside the wall. We're going to take advantage. We're going to eliminate as many as we can. And it is attempt 2 at breaching the enemy's defences. The trebuchet has landed a great shot. We have artillery support from the Lord of Bones himself. I knew it was a great idea to recruit him into the army. But we may already be inside. The numbers were too great this time. They weren't able to hold us back. We must have killed the majority of their infantry in the previous fight, and now the main army is made up of archers. They weren't able to hold back the swarm. We have done it, men. We have done it. Kill all those who remain. Eliminate them all. Hornfoot shall become the first undead fortress. And the first of the undead fortresses have been built. What's great as well is, if we take a look at the culture, you can see that the culture has actually changed to the others, which means, if you take a look at the militia inside, it is all undead soldiers. I don't have to worry about having a free folk garrison or anything like that, because if it was human soldiers, we would have a bit of a problem because it wouldn't really fit in with our theme, so I'd have to try and find a way to get rid of them. But it looks like the mod has already thought of that, and it has converted it to an undead castle. So we will now leave the garrison slowly build up, and we'll have a nice reserve of soldiers that we can call upon if times get tough. But to go along with that, we also have an income thanks to the nearby villages. It's not a lot, but it's something. It means we can actually start increasing the quality of our troops as well. Well, you know what? I never liked Hornfoot anyway. It was just a distraction. It's a trash fortress. We don't want this. It turns out the Free Folk have assembled an army of nearly 1,300. We could hide inside and join the defenders, but with our 500 soldiers, we would be heavily outnumbered and it would be an absolute slaughter, especially since we don't have any ranged troops to try and hold them back. Oh man, we're gonna have to give up the first undead fortress that we just worked hard to claim. Damn the Free Folk. Damn them. If we take a look at the army, I swear pretty much every lord in their entire kingdom has been called upon. But we're just going to have to run away, we're going to have to abandon the castle, and we're going to have to find something else to do, I guess. I can't believe after all the effort we put in to finally claim our first castle, and within 2 seconds, it gets taken back. In all fairness to the defenders, they are giving it their all. They've managed to take down about 300 enemy soldiers, but it just wasn't enough. The castle has fallen and is once again in the hands of the living. I will have my vengeance, Mance Raider. I will have my vengeance, my friend. And I am back with a vengeance. Either I am about to pull off a big brain moment, or I am about to lose all of my army. It can only go one of 2 ways. This is the current plan. The enemy army has wandered away because they've been distracted by something else. They've left the castle wide open for the taking. There's no food in the castle, which means the new garrison they left behind has already starved. They are all completely wounded. There is only a militia of 100. They haven't rebuilt the walls, which means we should be able to have an easy attack. So this is what I'm currently thinking. We launch the attack, we retake Hornfoot. With the survivors, I leave behind about 300 men inside the garrison. That'll leave me with about 100 soldiers. With those 100 soldiers, I run east to the nearby village. I raid it as quickly as I can, and then by raiding, we should hopefully rebuild our army so we'll have 300 defenders with the garrison, maybe an additional 100 with the militia, and then we'll have a couple more 100 from the raid. And with that, we might actually be able to defend the castle if the free folk were to return. But the timing of it has to be perfect. We can't waste any time. If it turns out Mance Raider is here just in the distance, then it's a no-go. We're just not going to have time to raid and come back. But if we do manage to pull it off, we might actually be able to keep Hornfoot and we can have an undead fortress. It's a bit of a gamble, but it's one we have to take. I once again ask you to throw your bodies at the wall. Eliminate the living. Retake our fortress, men. They do have a catapult, but I have no idea where they've positioned it. There it is. To be honest with you, that's probably in one of the worst positions going. I don't know how effective it's going to be. We're going to leap over the enemy defenders, and we're inside. We're going to cut down as many archers as we can. The men are struggling to get inside. We're not having as easy as a time breaching as we did last time. I need to get some of the attention away from the soldiers. I need to create an opening for them. The men still haven't managed to breach yet. Forwards, soldiers. Forwards, men. The fort must fall. And we need as many people alive as possible. Why are we having so much trouble? We were fine last time. We made it in no problem. The entire battle was over by now. And yet we still can't breach this single gap. Maybe I need to give the orders to charge. Maybe they need to be more aggressive. Attack, men! Attack! Oh, and now you all come inside. Well, all those who made it inside got sent straight back out. We are making progress, though. I fear we have suffered too many casualties for how many defenders there were though. Last time we lost about 50 soldiers. It feels like we've lost a little bit more this time. But Hornfoot is once again an undead fortress. Well, this is interesting. Before we put part 2 of the plan into action, I just found out that if we enter the dungeon, Mance Raider is actually hiding inside Hornfoot, and he is now our prisoner. So, for that, my friend, welcome to the club. We are about to execute the leader of the Free Folk. But now it is time to move on to the next part of the plan. We're going to leave behind as many angry whites as we can and scorned whites, as they are the lowest tier soldiers. We can only have a garrison of 238, so we don't want to exceed that, otherwise they'll start abandoning the army. So we'll leave them there for now. That knocks us down to 180 soldiers. So what we're going to do next is quickly run to... Oh no. My big brain wasn't as big as I thought. By taking Hornfoot, the village becomes ours. We can't raid the village to the east because I'll be killing my own people. Oh, man. Alright, well, big brain turned out to be a little brain. We weren't as smart as we thought. But it's not over yet. There is a nearby village to the north. It'll take us a little longer to get there, but we're gonna run as fast as we possibly can. Run, undead soldiers. Run like your lives depend on it, because it probably does. We have to take down this village as quick as possible and get back to aid the castle. We can't allow the undead fortress to fall for a second time. We didn't have to kill any defenders in order to raid the village, so they've previously been wiped out. It might have been the Great Walrus with his 400 soldiers or something. But once we complete the raid, we should have access to a whole new set of soldiers. The army should be back to near full strength. Well, the raid was successful, but we didn't end up with as much soldiers as I was hoping for. We need to get our army back up to about 400 as quick as possible. Our village is being raided to the east, so maybe we can take down whoever's raiding it. It looks to be a mercenary of some kind. I'm not sure if because it's a village battle that the enemy will just charge us head on, or whether they will actually hold a defensive position. Well, that answers that. It looks like they're charging head on. I wonder if I should make all of my Whitewalkers cavalry, isolate them from the infantry and tell them to follow me. We can sort of stand on the sidelines in a big line of Whitewalkers as if we're trying to look cool or something, while we send the brainless minions to their death. Well, I say send them to their death, they're kind of already dead. So I don't think they'll mind too much. I mean, if you've died once, what is it dying a second time, eh? Surely it can't be that bad. But we are going to have to charge, men. We are going to have to head in, eliminate the enemy, and move on to our next target. Hopefully we can rebuild the army fully after this. We're missing about 200 soldiers, I think. There were only 80 enemies, so assuming it's a 1-for-1 trade, we're not going to go up to the 400 that we need. But we should hopefully jump a good chunk. Enough that we can defend Hornfoot if required. Well, that's the hope anyway. I have no idea what kind of soldiers we're fighting. They were just a mercenary group, but they don't seem to be from around the north. The enemy are going to attempt to make their final stand. The horde will just run through them. It is pretty much over, my friends. Just accept your fate and join us. Join the undead army. I can make your lives great again, my friends. I can make them great. But this battle is over. We have eliminated the enemy. We now have an army of about 300 soldiers. Well, I say about 300, we have an army of exactly 300 soldiers. With the garrison and the militia as well, if an enemy was to attack us, we would have 641 defenders to try and hold them back. Could we hold back Mance Rayder? Well, I say hold back Mance Rayder. Mance Rayder's in my army. Could we hold back the Free Folk if they were to return with an army of over 1,000? I have no idea. To be honest with you, I don't know what has happened to that army. It's been pretty quiet since we last saw them. Can we actually hold on to our territory? Have they been distracted by something else? That's what I thought last time before they decided to show up on our doorstep. So we do need to be careful. The enemies are probably around here somewhere. But I think for now we might have actually pulled it off and the fortress might be safe. But maybe next time we turn our attention to Then. That being said, we had so much trouble trying to take Hornfoot, I don't think we're going to be able to take down something like Then. Not yet, at least anyway. We do need to continue building the army. We can have up to 430 soldiers now. So we need to make sure we keep our party as maxed out as possible. We need a full army at all times because we just don't know what's coming around the corner. But I think that's all we're going to have time for now. I'm not too sure where our next move will be though. Do we go south and maybe take Fist of the First Men as that's another castle? Maybe even Craster's Keep? The only problem is the further south we move, the more enemies we open ourselves up to. Are we ready yet? Can we actually make that move? I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But as always, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya!